Hey everyone, welcome back to Comics with Bueller. This is Bueller here. Today I'd like to do something a little bit different than my regular haul video. Today I'd like to go over some books that I think they're going to appreciate and value over the next year. So basically what we're doing is 20 books for around $20. What I'll do is I'll go through, I'll kind of point out why I think they're going to go up in value, and what the significance is, and tell you a little bit of history about the book as well. So let's go ahead and get started. My first book we have today is X-Men number 4. It came out in 1992. The significance about this book is it's the first appearance of Omega Red. Also, side notes, the Wolverine going back to the blue and gold costume. But the main thing being, obviously, the first appearance of Omega Red. Just a great villain. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him upcoming in a future Marvel project. Moving right along, we have The Punisher, number 1. This came out in 1987. Significance about this book is it's a number 1 of Punisher. Punisher is very popular right now. Had a great Netflix show. Started off on the Daredevil show, then spun off to his very own. Just great actors, great show, great publicity and stuff. So people are starting to get to know the Punisher a lot more. Sticking with the Punisher, this is Punisher number 4. Also came out the same year. Significance about this book is it's the first appearance of Microchip, who is also featured very heavy in the Punisher series. And whenever you can get a first appearance of a character for a very good price, you should go ahead and pick that up. Go ahead and stay with the Punisher. This is the Punisher War Journal number 1. This is the cover is by Jim Lee. It's just a number 1 issue, and it's very inexpensive right now. You shouldn't pay more than $5 to $10 for this book. Like I said, with the popularity of Punisher going up, it's an easy investment. Next one we have is Uncanny X-Men number 201. This came out in 1986. This is the first appearance of Nathan Summers, Baby Cable. Cable is obviously going to be in the new Deadpool movie. He'll probably become a household name because that first Deadpool movie was so successful. First appearance, if you can get that anytime, go ahead and pick it up. It's a very reasonable price right now. Maybe around $10 to $15. Easy investment book to get. Next one, we have the Uncanny X-Men number 221. This came out in 1987. It's the first Mr. Sinister. I believe Mr. Sinister has been featured in either Marvel television shows or Marvel movies, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him as a villain here pretty soon in one of their projects. Alright, let's go to the next batch. We have X-Force number 2. This came out in 1991. Art by Rob Liefeld. It's the first appearance of Weapon X, Garrison Kane. And it's the second appearance of Deadpool. Very early appearance of Deadpool. The first appearance is worth hundreds of dollars. Obviously that's kind of out of the price range of 20. So if you're looking for an early appearance of Deadpool, this one would be the one. It's the second appearance. It's a very inexpensive book right now, probably $10 at the most. So if you can pick this up, go ahead and give it a shot. Next one, we have one of my favorite covers of all time. It's the Web of Spider-Man number 1. Came out in 1985, cover by Charles Voss. It's a great cover. It's a number 1 Spider-Man book. It's got Spider-Man wearing a symbiote suit. What more needs to be said? Sticking with Web of Spider-Man, we're going to go Web of Spider-Man number 18. Came out in 1986. This is the first cameo appearance of Eddie Brock, who's Venom in the Venom movie that's coming out. It's a very small cameo. It's not that great, but this is considered the very first appearance of Eddie Brock. Also sticking with Web of Spider-Man, we have Web of Spider-Man number 118. This came out in 1994, and it is the first Scarlet Spider. I'm not a huge fan of the Scarlet Spider, but it is the first appearance, so anytime you can get a first appearance, go ahead and pick it up. Now this next book is going to cost you more than $20, more likely. I just got lucky. I think I picked it up for like $18. What it is, it's Amazing Spider-Man number 316. It's the first cover with Venom. Art by Todd McFarlane, both the cover and inside. It's a great looking book. it might set you back a little bit more. But if you get a chance to pick this one up, go ahead and do it. Alright, switching gears here. These next books are based on female characters, and I really think that the female characters in the Marvel Universe are going to get a big push. We all saw what Wonder Woman did last year at the box office, so I wouldn't be surprised if they start pushing these female characters out more. This one is the Avengers Annual, number 10. This is the first appearance of Rogue, one of my favorite characters. Fox had the rights to the Rogue in the movies, and they just did a horrible injustice, just a horrible character. So I'm very excited to see Marvel get their rights back. Hopefully they do her some justice and make that character much more than it should have been. Also sticking with the female character, we have Spider-Woman number 1. This is the first issue. This came out in 1978. It's the origin story of Spider-Woman. It's a number 1 issue. If you do some hunting, you should find this for around $20, $25. But you do have to do some hunting for it. It's not going to come easy. It's a number 1. Anytime you can get a number 1, go ahead and pick it up. And we have another female character. It's Dazzler number 1. This came out in 1981. Cover art by Bob Larkin. Just another strong female character. I think you'll see a lot more of her in the future. And this last one is one of my favorite female characters. It's a Savage She-Hulk number 1. This came out in 1979. It's the first appearance and origin story of She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters. Another cool thing about this, it's written by Stan Lee. And anytime you can get a book that's written by Stan Lee for a reasonable price, you should pick it up. I didn't pay much for this book because there is a mark right up here in the corner. So I'll try to upgrade this book later with a better copy. But for what I paid for it, I couldn't pass it up. Alright, last stack of books here. These ones are all based on the fact that Marvel has now got the rights back to the X-Men. So this is X Factor number 1. This came out in 1986. It's just a number 1 issue. This is a newsstand copy. It's a nice looking cover, but the main thing just being a number 1 issue from the X-Men franchises. Moving along, we have Alpha Flight number 1. This came out in 1983. I wouldn't be surprised to see an Alpha Flight movie. If we got a Guardians of the Galaxy movie by Marvel, we're definitely going to get an Alpha Flight movie. This book also has a few first appearances. First appearance of Wild Child, first appearance of Marina, and the first appearance of Puck. And how adorable is that? Next one is the New Mutants number 1. This came out in 1982. The story is by Chris Claremont. He's the longtime writer of the Uncanny X-Men. He wrote that book for many, many, many years. This is a number 1. They're making a movie about this. I believe it just got pushed back. I think they're going to do some work on it. But I believe there's a couple television shows that are out right now that are also based off of the New Mutants. Next one is staying with the New Mutants. This is New Mutants number 26. This is the first full Legion. Legion has its own television series right now. It's already on season 2. It's gaining popularity. This book jumped up in price last year, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. Now this last book I got very lucky on, and I do not believe you'll probably find this for around $20. But I think I got it for about $18. It's Black Panther number 1. Came out in 1977. Black Panther just hit the movies yesterday. I believe it's already breaking box office records. And I believe this is going to be the new It character for Marvel. Similar to what Groot was and Rocket Raccoon when the Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Black Panther is going to be the next one. The nice thing about this book is the art is by Jack Kirby, which I love, and it's written by Jack Kirby as well. Anyway, that's a list of my books that I have that I think are great investments for this year. So if you're able to pick any of these books up for under $20, by all means, go ahead and do that. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And thanks for taking the time to watch my videos, and to all the new subscribers, I really appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos. So I'll be sure to have more soon. Once again, thanks for your time, and have a good one, guys. Bye.